Happy Friday. It's Diane. And are we on here? Looking like it. Yay. Let's see, video or audio? Oh, I don't know. Can you hear? Yeah. It's very delayed. It's kind of weird. Ooh, a little rubber stopper fell out holding my camera in there. I have to put that back in. Oh, you caught me here too. I'm working on getting stuff together for the card buffet. Isn't that pretty? How is it? A retired Share What You Love paper. I'm going to use some of that in one of my cards. Can you see the silver shimmer on that? That was one of my favorite papers that they ever had. And I'm going to use it on Pretty Peacock, which is also retired, but I have paper to use up. So I was just checking out my colors to see if everything would look nice. And it does. Okay. So it's Friday the 25th, which means it's Christmas cards. And today I'm going to use Evergreen Elegance with the coordinating Christmas tree, or I should say pine tree, punch. And I'll show you how we use that. And I also have the Evergreen Forest 3D embossing folder. We're going to emboss some vellum on our first card. And then the second card that I'm going to demo is inspired from the catalog. I don't really know what that is in the catalog, and I didn't look it up for instructions, but it's square, and it looks like it's a package of note cards. But anyways, I used that idea and went with it for a card. I'm also using, in case you happen to see it over here, my old Stampin' Up! Trimmer. My trimmer needs new blades, and I have a package of them opened up here somewhere, and I can't find them. My other pack is downstairs. So rather than tearing up paper, I just put out my old trimmer because I did have a spare blade up here for it. So, okay, enough about my issues for today, right? Let's get started. So the first card, I'm going to use Evening Evergreen. And it's a half of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock that I have scored, or I cut in half and then have scored down the middle. We're going to fold that and give it a little burnish to make a 4 1/4 by a 5.5 inch card base. And I don't need this punch for our first one, so let's get that out of the way because we have lots of other stuff that has to get brought up here. And then I have a piece of our Stampin' Up! Vellum. And this is what I'm going to use in my embossing folder. Now, the embossing folder, the images of the trees are this way, not this way. So when you go to put your paper in there, if you put your paper in there and line it up with the line on the guideline on the bottom of the folder, your trees would be sideways. So you have to make sure that you have it oriented in the direction that you're going to do your card. Okay, so I'm just going to put the vellum in my folder. Grab my embossing machine here. And hopefully not hit the camera. take off my cutting plates because this is one of the 3D embossing folders. So on my setup, I need just my base plate, and I have my blue 3D plate to put on top of it. There you go. There we go. There we go. Oops. And I'm putting this through completely backwards from what I'm used to. Oh, there we go. And let me see. I think we have to die cut next. So let's pull this cutting stuff back in here. You know, I thought I ordered new plates. I might have some over there. But I thought I had ordered them during one of the sales or when I had some rewards to use, and maybe I didn't. I might have swapped them out and got some other stuff, some other supplies. You have to be gentle with your vellum because it will crack. Oh, that one did crack a little bit there. You won't be able to see it, but it can be easily torn. So I would just handle it gently. When we go to adhere this to our card, we have some spots to add glue dots behind it because the trees will hide our adhesive. Remember, on vellum, the adhesive usually is visible on the front of the card. So this gives us lots of room to hide our glue. And let's get some Evening Evergreen ink. And I am using a blender brush. And I'm just going to add some green to the front of my trees very lightly. I don't even know if you can see. Oh, let's get my sloppy white paper out here. I have all the measurements on here anyways, I might need those. Can we talk? Been busy? So I'm going to add a little bit of green here to the front of my trees. And this is pretty much going to pick the color up on the raised edge of our embossed vellum. Get some of the treetops up here. And to be quite honest, I think on this card, rather than just adding a couple glue dots, I am going to use my tear tape around that embossed part of the vellum, just to make it a little bit more sturdy. Since I do have trees that are going to hide it, I'd rather have it laying down on my card securely. Get my finger off. It is going to be securely attached to me. So hope everybody's doing good and ready for a weekend. Can you believe this is the end of June? I mean, I know I'm making Christmas cards, but we're doing that to kind of get a jump on things for December. But to actually think that Christmas is in 6 months, I feel like we just had Christmas. And honestly, I don't even know if I got all my decorations packed. I think I did. We moved our decorations. My husband built some really nice shelves in our basement and just made them really, really easy to get to. So I repacked everything nice and neat. Okay, I don't want to put the adhesive across the top. And I am going to add a bow around the top, and that's where I'll be able to hide my glue dots that will stick to the card base. So let's get out some evening evergreen ribbon. And I will use my handy dandy little bow maker because I'm a horrible bow maker. And this just makes it so much easier. It's not even worth the aggravation of me trying to make it without it. It's not too big. I think I had it smaller on this card. I did my 15-minute cards on a Friday YouTube video earlier this morning and made a bow on that as well. I guess it's a bow kind of day. These little that'll work because I offset it. Okay. These little bow makers are available. I think I got mine on Amazon. I think you can get them pretty much. If you have a craft store around, first of all, you're lucky, but I'm sure they have it. And if not, then of course try Amazon. They have everything, don't they? Yeah, we went last week. Oh yeah, last week after I got done with our this Monday. Oh my goodness, I'm just so mixed up on my days now because I'm not used to doing a video on a Monday or on a Friday. And my daughter-in-law and I had gone to Hobby Lobby, which is supposed to be moving in to where our old craft store was here in the valley. And I was so excited. I said, oh, I can't wait until we get our Hobby Lobby. And my daughter-in-law asked if they knew when they were coming over here. And she said, yes, in January. January? I'm like, so these poor crafters who try to get things ready for craft fairs and the big craft shows and stuff aren't going to have supplies from around here. I'm going to have to go to our neighbors, pick up supplies. Okay, as I chatter on, Merry Christmas, which is a rather large greeting from this stamp set. I'm going to just stamp in Evening Evergreen on a piece of our basic white. And it's okay if it's a little crooked because I'm die cutting that. Way and get my stitched rectangle dies. I think I used the second largest one here. Nope, had to be the third. Really? I didn't think it was that big. But it is. It is. And is it going to fit on here? Just maybe barely. I think I did this with my original one too. I prayed that I made it. Well, if not, we'll stamp another one. It's just paper, right? Just paper. Get a piece of tape and hopefully I can make it stay where it's supposed to and we'll get it through. Okay. And then while I'm at it, I will cut a mat with my stitched rectangle dies out of a scrap piece of Evening Evergreen. My in frame here, probably not. I have too much stuff going on now all at once. Sorry, gotta shake you up a little here. Let's see if we got that. I got it. I did. I got the whole thing in there. That was close. Okay, and then Evening Evergreen, I went one larger. And was it this one? Yes, it is. So I just need to cut a piece of that for my mat. Thought it moved off the green. And then I think we have all of our bits. All right. Let's get these guys put away since I'm dangerous with them. They're very sharp. That little stitched edging around each one of those. I've managed to nick my fingers on those more than once, so be warned. Okay, piece of basic white, and this was also 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, the same as our vellum. So we can adhere our vellum to the white card base, which makes our green trees stand out a little bit better. It's also going to give us a little more support to add our ribbon around there than if we were to try to tie it right around the vellum. If you don't have vellum, you can easily just emboss the white panel and then blend a little green on the top of the trees. That would work also. Okay, so let's see, what exciting news and sales tips do I have? Oh, we got our first preview of the holiday mini catalog, which will be available to us soon. And it's really not too many. It's gonna make you want everything. I already have my shopping list started. Of course, I don't know what we'll be allowed to get during our pre-order. You don't get to pre-order anything you want out of the catalog. Stampin' Up! Gives you a list of items that you can choose from, and those are your pre-order supplies. And so that's what we'll have to work with to make projects to show you and inspire you. I'm stuck on my tape. This tape is tough. Get in there. I want you to stick to the vellum, not to me. I'm afraid if I pull it, I'll tear my vellum. And I don't want to do that. Good Lord, that was sticky. Wow. I wonder if it's because it's hot out that it's being that cranky. Okay, so I have more of an empty space over here than above this tree, so I think I'm going to aim for my bow more on that side. And just to make it easier, once I've decided where my bow is going to be placed, I'm going to use a glue dot. Hopefully I can have it stick to the ribbon and not my finger, since we're being sticky today. Now I can use just a glue dot and wrap this around the white card panel. Kind of the beginning of my glue dots. Where are you? They're hard to see. You hear a little grumbling sound. Sissy's over here taking a nap, just snoring away. I guess that means she's content and comfy. It's a good thing, right? And then we'll glue dot the other side on the back. Once I find a dot, there's one. There's our pretty little front. And then I can take my Merry Christmas stamped panel. And we will just add that to the Evening Evergreen base. When you're using your stitched rectangle dies, there is a front and a back. The back, you can feel the stitching, and the front is much smoother, so you can kind of watch which way you're adhering your grading on there. Make sure you got both the front sides facing forward. Okay. And we will add this to the front of our Christmas trees with some dimensionals. I think before I do that, I'm going to get this glued onto my card base just to make it a little bit more secure for me. And where's my, there it is, my Seal Plus. I know this is pretty strong, so I can make sure it's not going to come off. Trying to get it over that ribbon a little bit, but it's not going to work. So let me just add a glue dot on the back of the ribbon. I want to make sure that that part of the panel sticks on the base and doesn't pop up. That will help. I'll keep my ribbon in place and keep my card base glued down tight. Can't tell, am I straight on there, you guys? Looks pretty good. Alright, now we can add our dimensionals to our Christmas card greeting. I can't believe I'm making Christmas cards, but come December I'll be happy we have them. I have the ones that we've been making. I have in a little tin behind. It's actually getting kind of full. You know, sometimes we've made 2, sometimes we've made 3, and double that because I always do a practice one first. So I have quite a few cards, and I thought when we get closer to Christmas, I will just take those out and we can review what we have. Oh, you know what would be pretty on here that I didn't put on there? Those little clear drops that we have now that look almost like ice. I think they're meant to look like raindrops. There we go. Yeah, Silver and Clear Epoxy Essentials. That would be pretty on here. Because I didn't add any gems or anything to this. This one's a little darker. I think I like it a little bit lighter. Can you see the difference in the colors? I think the lighter one just gives it more of a subtle shade there. So let's see how this looks. We have little diamonds. I don't want to use the drops because that's like water. So we're going to use the diamonds or circles. I don't want clear or silver. Oh my goodness, decisions. What? Really? Let's try the silver. Let's try the silver and see. Oh, where's my, I just used it this morning, my take your pick tool. Okay, let's hope I don't pull them off the backing. I like my tool for that. Oh well. Let's do silver diamonds. I wish I had that here. Oh, you know what? I have that other version. Little picker. I think I'll go, because the bow's on that side, 1, 2, ooh, got crooked, over, don't stick when I don't want it to stick, my goodness. That's why I wanted my take your pick tool. I think it sticks better on that little putty end of that than on, this one's pretty handy for using to pick up sequins and stuff, but I think I want to keep them on the top. That's pretty. All right, do that on this side. I have to do it opposite because I have my bow on the left. Are you straight? No, you're not. 1. These are pretty. I like them. I'll have to get more. I think those are going to be a holiday. Coming in there, and it almost looks like it's on the top of the tree. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Come on, straighten up, straighten up. It's like a game. One more. And I think I'll do that down here too. I like that. All right, there's card number 1. And our second one then, we are going to use our punch. Pretty. I like it. Yeah. So the second one now, as I said, I kind of followed along the design that was in the catalog. Put this away before I lose that one too. Oh, there it is. Good grief. It was laying on top sideways. So this was the one that's inspired by the catalog, and we used mint macaron. And I used that for the card base. My white layer is 3.5 by 4 3/4. That gave me enough room to tilt it. And then the green panel, the mint macaron panel on the top, was 3 by 4 1/4. Okay. I used a piece of vellum, which was 1.5 inches wide by 4 1/4 across, just to reach my card base edges. And we're going to double check that before we glue it down, because this one was just a little bit longer than the card base and I had to trim it. And our gold trees. My gold cord here, which I did check yesterday because I wanted to get more, and is no longer available. Oh, where did I put it? Because I had written on the side. It was from, I probably put it away after I couldn't order more. Well, I need a piece for my card. Good grief. Oh, I didn't need that one today. So anyways, the card that I made, I like it. I'm just wondering if I would like it better with the darker background instead of the mint macaron. Mint macaron is just not Christmassy to me. And this is on page 91 in the catalog. This is what inspired me. But see, I think these are little note cards that they made. But I did like the dark green tree stamped on the light green background. But we're going to hold it up to both and see which one looks better. The mint macaron background or the evergreen background. I'm just getting upset that I can't find anything. I have such a wreck going on in here. like I said, we had our 15-minute card this morning. I have Anne's mystery card party tomorrow evening, my upline. Those are always a hoot. I'm waiting to get the email that tells us what supplies we need. And in the meantime, I'll have to go down and get my blades for my other trimmer. All right, well, we know we need this. And here's a strip of gold foil paper. So we'll get working on this while I keep glancing around here and see if I can spot that gold braid, because I know I need it. And I'm going to start by putting this just in the middle anywhere and stamping my trees. Am I in frame? I am. Okay. Now I'm going to move it either way, to the left or right, because I'm going to have to go both sides anyway. And on the punch, there are little images of trees here. I'm going to line up my tree that I just punched with the shadow background on the base of the punch, and punch again. And I'm not quite at the end, so I'm going to do it one more time. This. And the trees are actually different sizes, so you can line them up easily. And there we are. Now I'm going to go to my right, and again, lining my trees up inside the little silhouette, and punch. And one more time. And that's because I just used a scrap piece of gold paper. I don't even know how long this is. And we made it to the end. Now this piece I'll just hold on to because that's a beautiful trim for a card. And this is all of our waste, not much. So this is a really nice punch to use on your metallic papers because you don't have a lot of waste. And then what I did, because of course these are longer than our card base, I added them to the inside of my card. So we need our little, and I cut several of these because I couldn't stamp this straight yesterday to save my life. Okay, so this is our little 3 by 4 1/4 inch mint macaron, and I'm going to stamp the Christmas tree. Down towards the bottom right, not quite to the bottom. Oh, and see, I didn't get that on there all the way. Oh, I guess it's a good, excuse me, good thing that I printed a couple, or cut a couple. Better. When we're done here, I'm going to run down to a new little shop that opened up, who has reached out and asked me if I'd like to try to add some of my cards down there to sell. And I said, of course I would. It's friends like you that make the season so wonderful. And we're going to stamp that in the evening evergreen towards the top right. I'm pressing too hard. Oh, well, I also re-inked my stuff yesterday, so I don't know if I re-inked this one. I take that back. It might have been for this morning's cards. And this is the one I couldn't stamp straight. And I do think it's crooked. Darn. I don't know, when I stamp this on grid paper, it's straight. It's better. But when I go to stamp it on my little panels, I kept getting it crooked. I don't know why. I mean, I do it on my grid paper to make sure that I got my sticker on straight in the first place, and that was working. Now I had to redo my tree. Good grief. All right. So anyways, I'm supposed to take a ride down to this little shop and check out what the setup's like so I can see the best way that I'll be able to display my cards, which will be good for me because I've seriously been considering taking a break from my Etsy shop. I think that's all we needed for the green, so I can close that. Let me grab a little swig here and see if I can't quit. Might just be kind of dry. It is a little drier out there today. And then on my inside, my greeting says, "May the beauty of the season bring you joy and warm memories to cherish throughout the year." And yes, I did just close the ink and set it aside, and I'm not done with it. I was telling the folks earlier that, let's see, 4 by 5 1/4. If you've watched my videos before, you know that I was starting to create some junk journals, and I was all excited when I put my first one on my Etsy store, and it didn't take long until it sold. I was so excited. And then by the time Etsy got done with their fees and it cost me a fortune to ship it, I ended up making about $5. And so I was kind of sad. I'd put a lot of time and thought into it, and $5 just doesn't seem to be quite what I was expecting. But that's, everybody's trying to make their little bit of money with fees and everything else. So we either just pay those fees or find another route. Let me see if I can get some of that ink off my finger so I don't get it on my white panel. That's always a great way to ruin a card, be all the way done and then smear ink off your hand on it. Excuse me, so that didn't clear up my little tickle. Okay, this is the inside. I don't want to put that down yet because I don't know if I'm going to use mint macaron or evening evergreen. I am going to put my gold trees onto the strip of vellum. I used Tombow multi-purpose glue. I should cut the end off of this. So put glue the whole way across where I might not need it. There. I'm only going to use little dots of glue because I'm using foil and vellum. And Tombow does leave a residue if it goes through or around, I should say. If it squishes out around your little image, you're going to be able to see it. So use a light hand on your foil or vellum, either or. And I just used my grid paper there to line it up, which I really did a poor job of getting on there straight. And I don't want to move it around too much because I don't want my glue to show. The teeniest bit of overhang here. All right, so now our mint macaron is going to go on the white panel with our vellum across the front. And here's where I just hadn't truly convinced myself that I loved the mint. So I have a mint macaron base, and I have an evening evergreen base. I'm so glad I thought of those little silver crystals on the other one, because it needed just a little something. Whoops, this is a sideways piece. This goes here, and this goes across there. Or do I like it better? Let me look in the camera and see which one I think I like best. I think it stands out better on the evening evergreen. I mean, with the ink and the tree, it does all tie together. This one's nice, but I think I like that one better. So that's the one I'm going to use. Huh. How do you like that? All right, so I can put my insert in now because I've made up my mind. And a little extra Christmas trees. I'm just going to put those on the bottom of the inside. You can do that, or you can save them for another card. Like I said, I just think that punch doesn't really leave a lot of waste, so I think I'll have plenty of gold foil paper for my cards. I don't think I'll run too short. And then on the front of the card, we will adhere the little white panel, and this was 3.5 by 4 3/4. If you try to make it the traditional 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch less, it just doesn't give you enough room to tilt it sideways on your card. So I just kept cutting down until I got to a point where I could put it at a tilt. Now we're going to glue our little panel with the stamped tree. I just get stuck to everything today. What is up? Okay, and add that to the center of your card. And we have our Christmas trees. And now I need my gold. Where did I put that? I'm not putting this card together without it. Let me see if I threw it back in the ribbon box. Did not. I know I had a little bit left, but I do have, oh my goodness, is that it? I am blind today. Lord help me. That's it. Okay, so this came from the Forever Greenery Trim Combo Pack. It came with a vanilla open weave ribbon, and I looked this up yesterday and it's not available anymore. So what I did order off of clearance was Wonder of the Season Combo Pack, and it had this really pretty green ribbon. But it also comes with gold braid trim. And there's also a gold and silver combo pack available now, which I did order some more of because I know I'll need more gold for these cards. But this is more of a braid. This is more of, well, I don't know, it's very fine and it comes unraveled. This is more of a thread. So that's probably why this one's not being carried over, because it does come unraveled. And I tie a knot at the end of it. I don't mind a little bit of fray, but I don't want it to unravel the whole way on my card. So we do have gold. But I'm going to use up my my thread one. And I just wrapped it around my vellum. Tied it in a knot first. Put a knot on my end because it does fray as soon as you trim it. I look like a 3-year-old. I have more green on my fingers than somebody who was finger painting. And let me tie a knot in the end of the spool because I still have a little bit on there I can use. Wait, that stuff goes, it does fray real quick. But it's pretty. I like it. Better not like it too much. That's all I got left. Now I can, sure we can. I can just gently bend my vellum and move this. Oh, I forgot to check and make sure this was going to be short enough. And not, it is going to overhang a tad. Doggone it. Right. Oh, just hoping that it'll still be. I wanted to make sure that, yeah, it does just the tiniest bit. It's very hard to get them exactly the same measurement unless you cut them at the same time, and I don't know that, well, I couldn't really cut, well, I guess if I punched my trees out ahead of time, I could have. All right, that's better. Okay, so there's a quick little note to yourself. Check the width of your vellum before adding your twine. Okay, my tree is on this side, so I'm going to put my bow over on that side. I put it on the right on the first one. This one I'll add to the left. And, oh good, it does. I can pull it a little tighter. And I'll just make a bow, and if I get this over here in the right spot, I can strategically put a glue dot under my bow, which I need to do upside down if I want my loops to be on the top. I have bunny ears on the top. I'll be able to put a glue dot between the trees in there to hold my bow where I want it to be, because it's a little slippery stuff. Oh, I made that knot. I have to trim that and tie another knot. Glue dot, glue dot. So I'll just take one glue dot. So if you're really getting in the Christmas spirit, remember, I do have holiday workshop coming up 2 nights in October. The details are on my website. I have a 3-hour registration window for you to pick your time, and then you can take as long as you need to make your cards, but not 3 hours. I can count 5 hours. It's from 3 to 8 o'clock. So that's plenty of time to schedule you and some friends to come and make some holiday cards. We'll do 4 different cards, 3 of each, a couple Christmas cards. I think this probably will be one set. And then depending, like I said, on shipping times, maybe one of the new sets. I should have it by October, I would think, right? And we'll do a Halloween and Thanksgiving, and then maybe a New Year's. I don't know. I'll have to see what all we come up with. Oh, and I was going to use mini glue dots or mini dimensionals on the back of this so that we don't see our stickiness. And this way I can put as many on the back as I want to because they'll hide right behind the trees. Okay, and this will be card number 2 for our Christmas in the making. Take off my little release papers. I do like it better with the darker card base. I think the gold looks a little richer on the dark base than on the mint base. But that's personal preference. If you like the mint, by all means. Look at this. Now I got dimensional stuck on me. I'm telling you. Sticking to all of it today. Okay. Make sure I have that on there a little straighter. Where I press it down. And there we go. Card 2. That was card 2, not cartoon, since I tend to run all my words together there. Put this up, and we'll put both cards here so you can see what cards you can make today with the Evergreen Elegance bundle. And so you can get the stamp set for $22, and the punch, I don't know, I don't see it on here, I'll have to look it up. Or you can get the bundle, that would be the punch and the stamp set, for $40.50. The embossing folder, oh, they use the embossing folder, oh, that's a different one, Wintry 3D. You see, I'll give you a price here on the punches, or no, what did I say? Oh, the punch separately. If we can get the punch separately. Evergreen border punch. Evergreen. And I don't see it in the punches separately, so maybe you can't buy it alone. Page 147. Oh yeah, I just have to go back one more page. There it is. $23. $23 for the punch. $22 for the stamp set, or $40.50 for the bundle because you save 10%. And then the evening evergreen embossing folder. I like embossing folders. You can do a quick card with them. And I think it's probably $10 also. $55. Come on. $10. So there's all of the bits and pieces that you need for today's card. So that's it. And I hope to see y'all back here Monday at 10 for Hello Monday. I haven't got any idea what I'm doing Monday. No idea at all. So I'll work on that over the weekend. Everybody enjoy your weekend. I hope you get some nice sunshiny weather to go out and enjoy time with friends and family. God bless you all. See you Monday. Thanks.